What's going on, guys? Got some breaking news. The SNES Mini finally got confirmed. It's coming out on my birthday this year. So if that's not a sign from Nintendo that I need this, I don't know what is. So the following games that it's going to be the North American version with the purple and the gray. It'll be getting 2 controllers this time, so that's awesome. I think they really messed up last time by only doing the 1 controller. So they're charging a little bit more for it. It's going to be $80. It's not going to have 30 games this time. It's going to have 21. And the games that you will be getting are Super Mario World, Super Mario Yoshi's Island, Donkey Kong Country 1, my personal favorite game of all time, Super Mario Kart, Super Mario RPG Legend of the 7th Star. Had that as a kid. Well, actually, I'll get into that later. Got Zelda: A Link to the Past, Super Metroid, Kirby Superstar, F-Zero, Star Fox, Earthbound, Mega Man X, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Castlevania 4, Street Fighter 2 Turbo Edition, Secrets of Mana. I've never actually played that one. So that's like 1 game on the list that I haven't played. Kirby's Dream Course, that's 2 because I haven't actually played that yet. Final Fantasy 3, I just picked that up but still have yet to play it. Super Punch-Out, Contra 3 Alien Wars, and the piece of resistance on this package is a technically unreleased game, and that is Star Fox 2. The beta build of the game, which was the entire game except for the last mission, had been leaked many years ago, and people have put it on the repros for a long time. I have been wanting to buy one for a while. They're about 100 to 150 or 200 if you want like a nice reproduction box and everything. So I've been going back and forth about getting one of those for many years. I never actually did it. Now I'll be able to actually own a legit copy, and now is a good time to get the repro cart because now they'll be able to put the official ROM onto it. I'm not a huge fan of reproductions because that means that they're destroying another game to make the reproduction, but being that I don't like sports games, if they're taking sports games and doing it, then I guess it's not that big of a deal. But I imagine that Star Fox 2 probably uses the FX chip just like the first game, and you probably have to butcher a, I guess, Stunt FX game, the Stunt Racer FX game. I can only imagine that, or Star Fox, or I'm not sure what other games came out with the FX chip. I don't think there were many. But yeah, so those are all the games. I think I have everything here except for Earthbound, Kirby's Dream Course, and Secret of Mana. I have everything else. And I thoroughly love all those games, and supposedly Nintendo is claiming and stating that they're going to make it not as hard to get one this time around. The proof is in the pudding. I'll believe it when I see it, but I think they might have learned their lesson, because had they put out more NES Minis, like had they done that the Christmas prior when the Wii U was struggling, I think they could have put out more, and it would have helped them not only financially, they could have sold more, which would have made them more revenue. Because I forget all the games the NES Mini comes with, but I'd say 70% of the games Nintendo owns, so you're not losing money on something that you already own and made 30 years ago. So they weren't losing money on that, and they might have they did license all the other games that were on the NES Mini, but they probably weren't really losing much money on those either, because those companies are just happy to get money on games that they made 30 years ago. So they probably licensed them very cheaply. With this, what all on here is not actually Nintendo. Contra 3 is Konami. Final Fantasy is Square or Enix or Square Enix. I have no idea. Secrets of Mana, same thing. I'm not sure. Castlevania 4 is Konami as well. Super Ghouls and Ghosts is Capcom. Street Fighter 2 is Capcom as well. But I think other than that, everything else Nintendo owns. So they're not really licensing that much stuff on here, so they're not losing much money. So in all reality, reproducing those controllers, they're probably selling them for the amount they probably make them for $4 or $5 a piece, and you're getting 2 in the box. It's basically a Linux Raspberry Pi type ordeal under the shell. They're probably not wasting too much money on that. It's probably the exact same board that was in the NES Mini. They're just going to put the ports in different spots. And they might not even do that. I have no idea. But more than likely, it's the same exact board, just going to have a different shell on it and different controller ports. To be honest with you, though, it would have been kind of cool if instead of they're having, I don't know if they're miniaturized or normal size, but the connectors to the SNES Mini look exactly the same as the normal SNES. That's hard to say quickly. So I don't know if they're miniaturized or normal size or what. That would be cool if they are the normal size, because now the SNES is getting old, so some of those controllers are starting to get funky and stuff. So if they're making that the same, 5 or 6 foot cord with the same plug, I'm going to be buying a couple of those so I can have backups for the rest of my life. I really hope that even if they come with the 3 foot cord, I'm cool with that. If it has to be that way. But if it's got the same exact connector, that's going to be awesome, because now we'll be able to finally get official Nintendo controllers again, because we've re-gotten official GameCube controllers. The NES Minis, I'm pretty sure there's probably converters to convert it to an actual NES. I don't know. But it would have been kind of cool if they had the Wii connector on the Mini as well. But I think the only reason they did that last time was because the Wii U was still kind of relevant, and you could connect it to the Wiimote, which played on the Wii U. But they put the Wii U out to pasture, as they should have. So I think that, if anything, they should have made them USB so you could put them into the Switch once we inevitably get the Virtual Console. I think that would have been a smart move on Nintendo's part, but hey, now they can just sell us a USB SNES controller somewhere down the line. Things that I'm most excited for, though, N64 Mini. It's a well-known fact that all those sticks are screwed up on, I don't know, probably 80 or 90% of the controllers at this point in time. Well, not that many, but a lot of them are screwed up. Luckily, all the ones that I've found in my life have not been screwed up, and they're actually all in really good shape. I've used some of those third-party reproduction sticks. They're garbage. And then they even have the GameCube one now. It's garbage. I've used it. I don't recommend them. If your stick ever goes bad, just sell the controller somewhere and just get a new, used, official Nintendo one. There's nothing like the original. But if it comes out that these SNES Minis have the exact same controller ports as the original, and they reproduce the controllers, that's great, because that means for the 64 they'll probably do that too. The chip that's inside of the NES Mini is probably, I would assume it's powerful enough to power N64 games through emulation, because the 64 is not, in today's standards, it's not powerful at all. Like, it can be emulated. I have a PSP with N64. It kind of runs choppy, but the NES Mini is more powerful than a PSP, I would imagine. But I just wanted to bring this news to you. A few other games that I wouldn't have mind seeing on here. Chrono Trigger would have been a nice addition. I mean, they've got some Square games on here. You could have added a couple more. Final Fantasy II wouldn't have hurt either. I think that would have definitely been a big help. Donkey Kong Country 2 and 3 also wouldn't have hurt. What other stuff's really good? Zombies Ate My Neighbors would have been a really strong choice. What else we got? Some of the Star Wars games probably wouldn't have been a bad choice, although you'd have to go through Disney, and that would be kind of a clusterfuck to do that. But they are good games. They're very difficult, but they are good. What other good SNES games are there? I mean, all these games are pretty much the games that I play and I own. I don't own a ton of SNES games. I own about, I don't know, less than 70. A good bit, but I mean, they're all the good titles. I don't really own any junk titles. I guess eventually I'll do a collection video on that after I'm done moving and unpack everything. But, yeah, what other... I can't really think of any other games off the top of my head. I mean, all these are gems. I mean, there's not a single bad game in here. Oh, now that I think about it, I don't own Super Punch-Out. I've always wanted to, so eventually I'll like to buy that. I've played it many times, but I've never owned it physically. Yeah, I mean, I can't really think of any other games that I'd really like to see on here, except for some more Square games, some Star Wars games, maybe Zombie Ate My Neighbor. You know, some of the Disney games wouldn't have hurt either. Aladdin, which I know most people prefer the Genesis one, but I like the Super one. I have them both. They're both good. You know, just they could have put a few more games in there. I think they should have made it 30 again instead of 21. I don't really know why they chose to do that. Like, they own Donkey Kong, so like I don't know why they didn't put those other two in there, or you know, they could have put some more stuff in here. It's cool that they're finally giving us F-Zero or Star Fox 2. That is definitely cool. And like they could have put the other Kirby, or actually there's two other Kirby games. You got Kirby's Avalanche, which would have been cool. There's no puzzle games in here, so that would have been a nice puzzle game to put in there. I actually grew up with that game. One of the first games I have memories of is actually Kirby's Avalanche. And then what's the other one? Dreamland. Was it Dreamland 3? I think it is. I think that's actually a really pricey title now. I remember buying that for about $25 about 4 or 5 years ago, and now it's 100 to 125, somewhere in that ballpark. So that would have been nice if they had included that too. But other than that, this is pretty much a home run for me. I'm really excited for it, and a price tag of $80 is not bad at all, especially with the 2 controllers. So that's $20 more, and you're getting a controller out of it basically. I think that's a sweet spot on the price. Now, depending on the way scalpers take it, and we will have to deal with them. I already saw that pre-orders went up in Europe for them. I don't know about America. I need to check. I don't think so, though. I haven't heard from any of my sources that they've gone up. I'm always quick about getting Nintendo pre-orders in. I do have some good sources for that. But yeah, I really hope scalpers don't take advantage of this, but you know they will. So I would say stick it out. If Nintendo can be trusted, and I think they can be sometimes, hopefully they stay true to their word that it won't be hard to find these this time. I'd like to see them in CVS's, Rite Aids. Just put them fucking everywhere. Make 10 million of them, and I think every single one of them would sell. Like, put them in every store you can put them in. Kmart, Sears, CVS's, Rite Aids, Walgreens, anywhere and everywhere. They will sell, and I know they will. You put those near the counter, well, then people might steal them, but if they're hard to find. But I think people would impulse buy them. People who are like, oh man, I used to have that, and I really want to get that again. And but the people like us, the people that are watching videos like this, are the people that like actually want to get it day one. And there's really no need for me to get it because I'm missing like 4 of the games on here. And now that they're going to make a full version of Star Fox 2 with reproduction, there's really no point in me getting it aside from being that I'm a Nintendo fanboy. I mean, but I'm definitely excited for it. And I would say if you don't get a pre-order right away, don't sweat it. And I would say stick it out, because I think they will probably go till springtime until they cease production of them. So I'd say they'll build them for about 6 months this time instead of the 4 that they did last time. So I would say stick it out, and yeah. And if you happen to randomly click on my video and you like the content that I do, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button for me. Leave me a comment. Leave me your thoughts. Tell me some other games that you guys would like to see. You guys can see my terrible handwriting. This is actually on... that has my address on it, but that's my Too Many Games ticket that I wrote all these on there. But yeah, so peace out for now, guys. Till next time.
Come here, you mother...